CBN national security correspondent Eric Phillips here now with more. Eric.
Tara and John, Brad Bowman with the Foundation for Defense of Democracies calls this a moment of truth. He says, either you are on the side of the Constitution or you're not. And he says that line of division may lead us into worse territory than we've seen so far.
Security in the nation's capital grows tighter by the day. National Guard troops in and around the U.S. Capitol literally around the clock, resting when they can, as shown in this picture taken by a CBN News photographer. Now word that troops guarding the Capitol building will be armed beyond the protective gear they've been carrying. That step concerns national security strategist Brad Bowman.
I do worry about violence. I absolutely do. I do worry about lethal force in our nation's capital in the hands of National Guardsmen, but they are trained for this. The last thing we would want, right, I would think, is to put those men and women in uniform between our Constitution and insurrectionists and not give them the tools they need to fulfill their mission and protect themselves.
The Secret Service is organizing the massive effort to protect the city now and prepare for inauguration security. That will include some 20,000 National Guard troops, plus thousands of police and tactical officers. A tight net being established around downtown D.C.
Individuals entering the perimeter may be subject to screening and asked to describe their essential business. So be prepared to do that.
Security also tightening across the country, given credible reports of threats and protests against state houses in all 50 states that could begin this weekend. Back in the nation's capital, intelligence has revealed threats of execution against lawmakers approving the impeachment of President Trump. Bowman says an FDD colleague is raising a major red flag.
He's saying just in the last few days that what he's seen in the United States looks very much like a pre-insurgency dynamics that he's observed in countries like Iraq and Afghanistan. Be very, very careful what you're doing, because it could get much, much worse.
Bowman points to Tuesday's memo from the Joint Chiefs of Staff to the U.S. military, calling January 6th a, quote, direct assault on the U.S. Congress, and reminding them of their oath to support and defend the Constitution.
Is one of the most important documents in years that I think people will be reading decades or maybe 100 years from now.
This afternoon, the president released a statement saying, quote, there must be no violence, no law breaking, and no vandalism of any kind. And he went on to call on all Americans to help ease tensions and calm tempers. John and Tara.